First showed up here on the scene less than 18 months ago, and your first day in front of us all, you said the letters MLS. How much was it on your mind when you were looking to purchase the Panthers, and why did you think it would be a good fit?
Well, listen, it's, as I said, if I played a little football when I was younger. I coached soccer. I told you guys how I tore my ACL trying to be an idiot and playing when I was in my 40s, soccer. So it's, and I played baseball too, but I think it's a great sport. I think it's a great sport for millennials. I think this is a great millennial town. I think there's a diverse population here. There's a big Latin or Hispanic population that really isn't tied into other sports. So I think the demographics, where the stadium is sort of a natural. You're going to have the train station there that's going to tie it all together. So you have a sort of community builder. And I just thought that it was a kind of, a great white screen for me, a palette to paint in. And, part of the things, if you remember that first meeting, it was talking about the community and things I can do for the community. So that's different things we could tie together here. So.
For those who are concerned about some of the other issues facing the city, whether it's crime that we're dealing with, affordable housing, upward mobility, to invest public dollars in things like stadiums, why does that make sense?
Just what I'm talking about. You build the community, you attract businesses here. When we had some of the meetings here earlier, and you saw the business leaders come here, Darius from Honeywell was at that meeting. He doesn't have no business here yet. He understands to bring the business, to have its employees be happy here, you have to have activities to do. And it widens the tax base and helps other things happen. And if you're talk about the restaurant and the hotel business, so think about this. If we have Saturday nights, some of the stuff we're doing with Garth Brooks concerts and such, you're going to have people staying at the hotels, eating at the restaurants, building the city a bigger and better place for people to come and people to live and for businesses to come to.
How many conversations did you have with Arthur Blank leading up to this to see the model that they have obviously had so much success in Atlanta?
Well, I've had a few, and I actually just talked to him the other week when we were in there talking about what a great rivalry between the two teams. I try to stir that up a little bit here today. So
you can do all this, but the fans have to embrace it. The fans have to show up, show out, buy tickets, make that a rivalry. How important is the Mid-City Collective and just the fan base in general?
Well, listen, we showed from the get-go how important that fan base is by putting out a survey to name this team, to help name this team. I mean, that's part of the respect that I have for the fans' opinion and the buy-in. When you talk about this, I don't know how many times that's been done before, if it's been done before. So that's part of that. And listen, if you know me, I'm out there with the fans in football. I'll go tailgate with them. I, went up to, that section, walked around, where we may put the training camp up there. Listen, the fans are what it's all about at the end of the day, period.
Do you have a name picked out yet, and when will we know?
Again, I got to see what the survey and the fans want. So
there's a couple councilmen who have a fairly popular podcast. You might have heard of Tark and Larkin. Just last night, they released one talking about MLS, and one of the things they mentioned that's been talked about in the closed sessions is the possibility of tethering the Panthers to the city. You just mentioned that you're interested in keeping the team here, but would you be willing to sign something like that? Is that your plan long term?
Look, I can't remember who asked the question about the stadium. This is a partnership. Everything we do here is a partnership with the city. Okay, so the city, and when you talk about a stadium, I talked about it before, it's just not the city in some respects, it's the state. And I said about a stadium, if we had a retractable roof and I'll complain about it one more time. It's not Indianapolis, okay? It's not Indiana. It's the Carolinas. This is basketball. So somehow or another, we got to attract the Final Four to, either whether it's Charlotte, if we have a new stadium, would be the natural place to do it because it's the center of it. And so there's a lot of other things we can do there. You know about the concerts we're bringing in. We just talked about that and the economics things it can do. We talk about the entertainment district that we're talking to the city about. Look, I mean, you have to, what do you want to do? What does Charlotte want to do? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to force anything. This is a partnership. Okay, I keep saying that word again and again because I really believe it. And at this point in my life, I don't need to, do anything. There's like greater goals I have.
So we're not going to see you at city council meetings negotiating with the council as they're talking.
Well, I'll answer your question because that one's just. That's.
I was just going to ask about the timeline. You've obviously only got a little more than a year to put a team on the field. Can that team be competitive right away?
Listen, we're going to try our best. It's truthfully, I'm not worried about doing the stadium. We'll do that. We'll get that done. Now, there's not a lot of construction crews. There's a lot of building in Charlotte, but we're talking about that every day. matter of fact. So
How soon might a manager be named and things like that?
we're gonna go down here. So.
Thank you for your time.
Michael?